Hi guys, in this video we are going to work with quadratic number pattern. Yes, specifically we are going to look at the May-June 2023 grade 12, right? For those of you who are writing on Friday, hope this video will be helpful. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. You only subscribe once, right? Without wasting time, let's get to today's video. First thing first, we are given a quadratic sequence. um a quadratic sequence has the following properties. The first property is that the second difference is 10. The second property is that the first two terms are equal, i.e. T1 is equals to T2, right? Meaning they are equal, right? Then the third property, it's T1 plus T2 plus T3 is equals to T, which is equals to 28, right? It's very important. It's very important to use what is given here. Basically, the basics, right? So we need to show that it is in this form: 5n squared minus 15 plus that's 16. Sorry for that. It was given as 16. Okay. So we have T1, T2, and T3. Mind you that we are told that T2 is equals to T1. So using a quadratic, we know that there's a first term, there's also a first difference and a second difference. So we have T2 and which is equals to T1. So this is the same as having now T1 as well as T2 as well as having T1 and T1, because this is the same as this, right? So and T3. So when you subtract T1 minus T1, we get 0. So in this case, our first difference here was that it will be 0, right? Okay. And what is nice is that let's consider this. We don't know these numbers that are following here. We don't know. So let's go. We are given that the second difference is 10. Okay, that's nice to know. So remember, second difference is 2a. First difference is 3a plus b. The first term, it's a plus b plus c. Okay, that's great. That's great. Very great. So what we should do, we need to find a. Remember that a is given as 5n squared. We can find that. What we could do is to say 2a is equals to 10. When you divide both sides by 2 here, you are going to have a as equals to 5. So already we have 5, right? So we can also get b. Remember that b is given as 3a plus, remember that this is the first difference, 3a plus b, which will be equal to 0 in this case. Then we equate this to 0. What is nice is that we have a is 5. Where there is a, you replace it by 5. So you are going to substitute 3a multiplied by 3 times 5 plus b equated to 0. 3 times 5, that will be 15 plus b, which is equated to 0. So b will be minus 15 in this case. So we already, can you see that we already satisfy this? We are left with 16. Okay, remember it's plus here. We are left with 16, right? So to get 16, to make life easier, let's let T1 and T2 be x, because they contain the same thing. So we'll be having x and x as well as 0 here. Okay. Okay. So to make life easier, we don't know the terms that are here, but we know that there's a second difference. To get this consecutive term, you have to add this 0 plus 10. That will be 10 in this case here. We are going to have 10. Then 10 plus 10, that will be 20. Okay. So the biggest question, okay, let me just put it here. The biggest question will be, how do we get the term 3 in this case here? Since we said that term 1 and term 2 will be x. Remember that, how did we get 0? We said x minus x is 0. So in this case, to get 10, here we are going to have x plus 10. Because when you say x plus 10 minus x, you get 10, right? You're going to get 10. You are going to get 10. So remember, now we need to this satisfy the third property, which is T2 plus T1 plus T3. So okay, due to space, can I write it here? We will have x plus x plus x plus 10, which is equated to 28. Okay, so from here we can see that x plus x, that will be plus x, that will be 3x plus 10 equated to 28. Then you need to make 3x the subject. Take 10 to the other side. 10 minus 28, that will be 18. And let's divide both sides by 3. How many times does 3 goes into 18? It goes 6 times. So we are going to have x as 6 in this case. So since x is 6, let's create our pattern now. It means that where there is x, you replace by 6. So we have 6. So 6 plus 6, that will be 6 plus 10, that will be 16. Then 6 minus 6, we have 0. Then we have 10. And the other consecutive 10. So remember that we are going to have 10 here. Here it's going to be 20 and blah, blah, blah. Right here it's going to be 10. Okay, that's very important to note. So we now have the most important 3 things here. So to get, I'll write it here due to space. To get C, remember that we have A plus B plus C is equated to, what is our first term there? Our first term, we now know that it's 6, right? It's 6 here. So we are going to place 6. Our A, we did calculate it. We said it's 5 plus negative 15 plus C is equals to 6. Then we are going to have minus 10 here plus C, which is equals to 6. Then take negative 10 to the other side. That will be 16 because it's the same as 6 plus 10, which will be 16. Therefore, our solution here will be Tn is equals to, remember that this is in the form of an squared plus bn plus c. So our a here, guys, is going to be 5n squared. Our b will be minus 15n. Then we have c plus 16, hence shown. So this is how you will have work out this question, right? So our last question is 216 a term in this sequence? Justify your answer with necessary calculation in this case. Yes, you have to justify this with necessary. Is 216 a term in this sequence? Meaning that this is the last term in other ways. So it will be Tn, it will be equal to Tn. So we are going to say Tn is equal to 216, right? Where we see Tn, we are going to place it with 216. So after that, you have 5n squared minus 15n plus 16. So from here, we can rearrange this in a standard form. So we have 5, remember that it's 15n here, minus 15n. Then when you take 216 to the other side, it will become minus 200 in this case. Can we factorize here? The factors of 200 doesn't satisfy. Thus, we can use a quadratic formula. Let's see, when we use a quadratic formula, what are we going to get? So this is your calculator there. Take your, what is your b? Your b is negative 15 plus root b is negative 15 squared here. What is our a? Our a is given as, beside is 5, right? Our c is given as positive 16. Okay, what is our 2a there? Then our a, it's 5 as we've stated. So maybe I substituted wrong. So be negative b, so this should be negative 15 plus root, then we have negative 15 squared here. For our a, it's 5. Our c will be plus 16. Okay, place 16. Right, then our a will be 5. And let's see what are we getting. Why am I getting an error? All right. Let me substitute back again and check why am I getting an error so that we fix it. All right, by the look of things, guys, that means I made a mistake when substituting. Let me substitute back. We have a b there is negative. Remember that from using a quadratic formula, this is a, b as c, right? So it's going to be negative b. A negative b, it's going to be 15 there, plus, then you place negative 15 using a quadratic formula, squared there. For a, then our a it's 5, our c it's negative 200, because our c is given as negative 200 there. Okay, divide that by 2a, which is 5, then let's see what we get. You will get a, because my calculator it's in fixed, meaning that round off to 1 decimal places we will have 8 as 8 as the solution here, meaning that T8 will be equal to 216. So 216 is a term in this sequence. You can just take this T8 and substitute to the original equation, then you will get 216. So then you can conclude by saying that 216 is a term in this sequence. Hope you find this video useful. All the best, all of you who are writing on Friday, the 9th of June. We wish you all the best. When you watch this video, it's very important, before you attempt a question, pause the video and do it yourself and check. Remember, we love you.